All right, we are live. Welcome, DoorGrow property managers, to the DoorGrow show. If you are a property management entrepreneur that wants to add doors, make a difference, increase revenue, help others, impact lives, and you're interested in growing in business and life, and you're open to doing things a bit differently, then you are a DoorGrow property manager. DoorGrow property managers love the opportunities, daily variety, unique challenges, and freedom that property management brings. Many in real estate think you're crazy for doing it. You think they're crazy for not, because you realize that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform property management business owners and their businesses. We want to transform the industry, eliminate the BS, build awareness, change perception, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. I'm your host, property management growth expert Jason Hull, the founder and CEO of DoorGrow, along with Sarah Hull, co-owner and COO of DoorGrow. Now let's get into the show. And our guests today, we've got Jill and Alex. Jill Lyons. Alex, what's your last name?
Platt.
Platt. Okay. I just know he's always with Jill. Alex. That's what you do. So we're really glad to have you on the show. And, the topic of today's episode is we want to talk about your journey with DoorGrow, because you've been with us for a little bit. So why don't you introduce yourselves and explain kind of how you got into property management?
Well, I must have taken an insane pill along the way, but I like it. I got my real estate. My name is Jill Lyons, and I own and I'm broker of Relax Realty Group in Sarasota, Florida. Currently, we manage about 500 homes. We have maybe 520 now. And our rent roll, we just surpassed 800,000 this month. Woo.
Nice.
So I'm stoked and happy and proud, and I love the business. There's never a day that's not that I feel like, oh my gosh, it's Monday. I never feel like that. So it's every day is a joy. Not every instant is a joy, but every day is a joy.
Sure. So Alex, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what is your role?
So my name is Alex, and I've worked with Jill here just over a year and a half. We're going on almost 2 years when I got my real estate license. My wife started with Jill, Miranda, and she's been with Jill for 10 years now? Started with a business with her. And I do the operations here. So operations and BDM.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
So he came from a customer service background with T-Mobile for the last 10 years. And it's great. Corporates are great, but there's a lot more opportunity here. And oh my God, he's great with people. Of course, he's not going to brag about himself, so I'll brag about him for you. So he will put on multiple hats and do everything that whatever needs to be done.
Cool. Yeah. You guys make a good team. We've enjoyed having you in the program. So why don't we start with what problems were you dealing with when you first came to DoorGrow? What challenges were going on?
So I would say my strengths are that I love to sell and talk to people and help people. So, that was naturally there. And I grew the business with success with growing doors. And I was in a kind of a comfortable, I would say, position as far as having a good amount of owners and properties. But I want to start exiting the business, and it was just way too me-centered. What do we do? What do we do? People coming to me, I don't mind working, like I say. So unfortunately, if you don't mind working, you don't set up boundaries, you don't set up corporate structures. My flow, there was nothing corporate about me. So if I wanted to step away, which I did this year, hired the operations manager, but I'm like, now what? Now what do you do? I'm an engineer by education. All I know how to do is build a spreadsheet and show people returns. So I was looking for, I always believed in coached. I've been coached since day one of my business. So coaching is definitely something I believe in, but I didn't, the coaching company I used was really just real estate, working with buyers and sellers. So I hadn't ever got the property management business aspect of it and setting up the business and the structure. So when you watched one of your podcasts and listened to your podcasts, and I liked what you had to say, so I let's let them get us to that next level.
Watch the podcast, listen to the podcast, and now you're on the podcast.
I know. I'm like, what do I have to offer? That's the first thing. I'm still listening and learning.
You know, there's a lot of people listening out there that would dream of having 520 doors, having an amazing operator, having the operations running smoothly, and being on your journey, stepping out of the business. Like that's a dream for a lot of property managers. They're still in the thick of the mud and wondering if there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So
They don't believe that I'm going to step out.
She's a workaholic, so it's a little bit of yin and yang.
you know, entrepreneurs, it's a tough thing. I've known a few entrepreneurs that have like exited their business and then they were bored and they started another business. It happens. So entrepreneurs, we want to stay busy and we want to do the things we really enjoy doing. So you just have to find something you maybe enjoy doing more, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm not close to what's next, but I don't know. I'm still here.
So let's chat about, and maybe this is a question for Alex. So Alex, what did you see when you first came into the business as some of the challenges in how to like support Jill and how to get her out of the operational stuff, and what challenges did you see that DoorGrow so far been able to help with?
So luckily with your program, we got to revamp everything. I mean, your rapid revamp was amazing. I mean, we got to go from rebuilding and rebranding our logo and everything. So I really enjoyed your class, especially with the whole cycle of suck, making sure that you're not holding on to those owners that are sucking up all your time and, using a lot of your resource when it comes down to it. I would say those were the biggest things, and especially your systems that you have. I mean, I think the flow is going to help a lot for us to map out each and every one of our procedures that we have on an operational standpoint.
Okay. So he's referring to, for those listening, our DoorGrow Flow, our process software, which is pretty cool. So, so the rapid revamp, I mean, and you guys made a lot of changes.
Yes.
Changed your pricing.
We changed our name.
You changed the name. I said I would never, ever do that.
No,
I
Jill
still say
came in,
that
she's like,
do
I'm
that.
not rebranding. I'm like, okay, you don't have to
I know.
rebrand. And then she's like, I think I'm gonna rebrand. I was like, wow, all right, let's do it.
Everybody says they don't want to do it, but what I love about entrepreneurs is that if you show them how to make more money, they're pretty okay with it. They're pretty okay with making more money. So, and I think the training, we do a good job in converting people into wanting to make more money. Here's how it'll make you more money if you do the right things with your branding. So, website. Did we help with that?
Okay. Website. We're almost there. We're on the tail end of that portion of it, and we can't
nice.
enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cool. So what, for those that have not been exposed to DoorGrow, maybe they're just listening to this podcast. They're like, I don't know if these guys are legit. Kind of looks like one of these influencer sort of guys, or I don't know what people think before they become a client. But what would you say to those that are on the other side of the paywall and maybe struggling?
For me, honestly, if I would have found this 10 years ago, it would have happened faster. My growth and where I am now would have happened faster and more organized. I kind of wing it, and I'm the type that, I don't want to spend any money unless a bunch is sitting in the bank. And I probably, if I would have opened up the bank and gotten the coaching and the programs from a property management company versus just from, where I got my assistance from, which I had when I did buying and selling, which I hated. So I kind of kept my things rather than going into property management coaching and training. It would have definitely made it faster and less painful. The growth, and I would say that's the biggest thing that I wish I would have found you sooner. But you always find people when you're supposed to find them, and entrepreneurs tend not to be, in my opinion, people that go to business school, because They just want to do it. They jump in head first. There's no rhyme or reason to how we do it. So the organization is usually where we struggle the most. And just networking and having the beginning, I just went to Google and figured everything out on my own rather than reaching out to an organization like yours that's more specific for us, and NARPM, which, connected me to other property managers. And how are they doing it? And why did I have to create the wheel and do it all my way? I didn't even know that there was anything like this.
Yeah. So, and you had been in NARPM for a while before joining DoorGrow.
Yep, I'm heavily involved in NARPM. I'm the president of our local chapter, so that definitely has helped my business. But the connection, and they have a lot of tools that have helped me significantly realize that it is a business.
Yeah.
And with systems, but there isn't the sales support. They don't have you, Jason. It's not energetic and make me go, yes, I'm gonna do it with you and with everybody around. It's just the connections.
Yeah. I know you have both really enjoyed the operational pieces as well, and you've attended quite a few of our scale calls on Friday that Sarah runs. What things have you taken away from on the operational side of things?
So
What would you say? Could you deal with that more? I
I-
kind of say, go do it, and you handle it.
I was like, Alex,
I'll pass the buck.
do this.
So, I take a lot of the way, honestly. You guys definitely on those calls go over a lot of different systems that are in other people's companies, to be honest. And we try to take piece by piece and just kind of make it our own when it comes to those. So, as far as I think it's developing more of the systems that we have. As far as like a specific system, I think we talked about maintenance heavily and the processes over how other companies do it and what we do with our maintenance. So it's kind of getting everybody's input on that stuff to kind of lay out what maybe we should change,
I will say that as far as operational, we were in pretty good shape with that. And what's not is it's not technological. So you have DoorGrow Flow. I'm just talking with Errol tomorrow. So it's been on my list of things to do this whole year to set up Flow and get that going so that it's more clear how we do things. Because when we have a new employee, I can't just hand them, these are our things. We have to manually tell them or give them a checklist, which doesn't really help. So I have to hire Errol because it stays on my list every single month and it hasn't been done. And my goal is to finish it before the end of 2023. And that's what I'm going to pass the buck on versus the website. I like to do the marketing. So we need to finish all of this by the end of the year. That's on our list. Check the list. We're at getting to the last quarter. So you give us the tools. It's just setting it up. That takes a lot of time and concentration time. And Errol seemed to be, I met him at DoorGrow Live, in Texas. And he was talking about processes and creating them like I talk about property management. So he's going to be our guy. I'll see how it goes.
We have a lot of it in our heads, obviously, but that's not great. So that's getting it all down to where if somebody needs to know something, it's much easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
we're planning on doing some more stuff with Errol Allen, who Jill's speaking with, and he's currently playing around with our DoorGrow Flow software and testing it out as well. So I think it's going to be a game changer for the market. So. So Sarah's had a lot of interaction, I think, with the two of you. What's been your perception of why they do so well as clients?
Oh, well, so there's a few things that I'd like to kind of point out and give you guys like major kudos on. First is I think you're just open. You're not, sometimes we have people who are very resistant. They're like, that won't work and I'm not going to do it like this and I can't do this and that, not in my market, right? And I think the difference is just being open to the thought and the idea is enough to make it work. Because if you go into something and you think, oh, this won't work, well, you're probably right. Then it's not going to work. But you guys are very open, and you also, I love this about you guys. You take action. you just come in and you're like, this is what we're going to do. And then you take action, you implement, and you get it done. Like I think to date, they're the fastest people who have completed everything in the rapid revamp. Like they get a medal for that. Like every time they're like, yep, we're done with this. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. They just get it done. It's like they put their heads down. They know what they need to do. They put in the work and they get it done. And then they go, okay, great. We did that. What do we need now? Like, what's the next thing that we can do to either like build on top of that or like take us to the next level? And I think you guys are really, really great at that. And I think you work very well together. You know, you balance each other out. You like ping well back and forth back together. And I think that gives you the ability to move things along so quickly.
It's great to have ideas that we can bounce off of each other and make it a solid process and get it out of the way and move on to the next one.
Well, and I love a checklist. So you have a checklist. I want to see checks on there. I don't want to see them open. So I think that myself, I can be more reactionary. Property management, our phone is always ringing. Things are always happening. You know, there's no, you know, I can easily not get anything accomplished in a day and be busy the whole day. So with the rapid revamp, it has me be on track along with handling the things that come on day, you know, all day. So I have to get my things done.
And the nice thing about your dashboard was the fact that you could assign things. We would take them and split them up and be like, okay, you're going to do these, and they're assigned to you, and then I could assign ones to me, so we could actually split them up and, you know, handle what we needed to.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was really awesome just to see you guys, because every time I'd check in with you, you're like, oh, yeah, we're done with that already. Like, okay, let's see, like, what's the next thing for you guys? And you already knew. You were never like, hey, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, you just like stayed the course. And sometimes it's hard for entrepreneurs to do because there's so many shiny objects. There's so many of them, right? Like, hey, I'm coming in, I'm doing this one thing and that's it. And then along the way, there's like some other little thing that's like, hey, I need your attention. And it's so tempting to go, ooh, but I could focus on that. Like, let me just go over here for a second. And like, you guys just stayed the course. You like stay on point. And I think that's something I really have to give you guys like a huge compliment on, because it's hard to do that. It's really, really difficult to do that. And you guys do it really well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so you've interacted with several of our team members, right? It's not just the Jason show or the Jason and Sarah show. And I think that's what a lot of people think. Could you just comment a little bit on DoorGrow's team? You don't have to remember everybody's names, but.
Yeah. Well, the two that I've probably enjoyed the most is Clint. Oh my God, he's like the coolest surfer dude in the whole wide world, but he's sharp as a tack. You know, we're just going to buy a $5 million company. You know? He's the exact person to teach you how to be cool and do acquisitions and whatnot. And you can see why he's so successful, because he's a joy to listen to.
Yeah. He's fun. He's really
fun. And
our acquisitions coach.
Ironically, considering an acquisition in the middle of all listening to him, and he took his time out, sent me a lot of information and questions I should ask and what due diligence I should do. So, I mean, his wealth of all the years that he's done that, concised in a few documents, I could have never created that.
Yeah.
And then Roya. She's a ball of energy, and I'm all into manifesting and all that. So, I mean, not many people you can feel through a computer screen with their energy. You know, that's right. A unheard of talent that she has.
I know.
She's our dangerously powerful mindset coach.
Yeah.
So, and teaches the advanced sales stuff. She's had quite an impact. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, and they're both actually going to be at our Game Changer event in September. I know, Jill, travel might be hard for you because I think you said like 2023 is like hard for you, but they're both actually going to be at the Game Changer event. So I don't know if you can make it or not, but if anyone is listening and you're like, hey, what's the Game Changer event? Check it out. You can go to doorgrow.com/gamechanger. Both Clint and Roya will be there. And then Jason and myself, and we also have John Chin coming in. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned for
Like
that.
will
event.
be a game changer event.
Yeah.
I went to DoorGrow Live, which was fantastic to connect with everybody. But thanks to DoorGrow and Alex being also trained as a DoorGrow, I'm taking my first 3-week vacation in September in 10 years.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
We'll see.
Love it.
Your business will be in good hands with Alex, and we've got his back. So for sure. So awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Property managers, if you're listening to this and you've not taken a significant vacation in the last 5 years, when's it your turn? Maybe it's time to reach out and let us help you take. This is one of the most common things that we hear, especially this summer. Lots of our clients are taking vacations like for the first time ever, or in the first time in a long time, or it's a longer vacation than they've been able to take.
Yep.
Those
Brandon
just
and
get
Mark,
away for a
they
weekend.
took off the majority of July. Both of them
Right.
took off the majority of July. And they're like, things were fine. Like things were
pretty
okay. I'm like, that's great. That's how it should work. And if we set it up that way, then things can work that way for sure.
Yeah, one of our mentors had this quote. I don't know where it came from, but he said, the more valuable you are to your business, less valuable your business is.
Ooh, I like that one.
So Jill's working on making herself less valuable to the business. I've made DoorGrow less of the Jason show, and we've got all these amazing coaches. And and that's the goal, right? We're able to provide more value, and it allows us to be more free as entrepreneurs to do the things that we really enjoy doing, and eventually maybe to do nothing, if that's really the goal. I don't know. Jill will have to find something fun to do. She's just going to travel the world.
Jill's not going to do nothing.
Exactly. We're not going to do nothing.
I don't think Jill knows how to do nothing.
We just want freedom to not always to be working.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice
Freedom to choose the things you do.
Yeah.
Well, we've really appreciated having you both in the program. Sarah mentioned, about you, but what I've noticed is, Jill, you have this gift of positivity. It seems to rub off on everyone around you. We've really enjoyed having you in the program. Everyone's like, oh, we love Jill. All of our coaches and team members love Jill. And you can see Alex has got a positive, energy going on as well. And so you've created a really good culture on your team and in your business. And I don't know if it's always been that way, but I know that that's something that's important to us at DoorGrow, is making sure everybody has good culture with their business and with their team. So could you touch on culture just a little bit?
I think connection and culture is the most important thing. That's, if I don't have it here, how is a client going to want to be attracted to us? How is anything going to work? If you don't have a positive look on the industry, the business. I mean, this is, anybody that calls us is frustrated with property management, and if they hear we love to do property management, they're like, I need you.
Right.
But it's insane, and we had tenants. Everybody gets to complain to us, and we have to listen to them and do our job. But in these walls of this company, we don't have to do that. We can vent to each other. We can laugh. We don't complain. We more laugh about situations than we do complain. And I think I've been a good leader as far as that goes. But I think that also because I have that energy, I want to attract that energy, and so those people who are working here and stay.
I love that. I mean, I think having a culture in which complaining is not the norm. I mean, it's easy to complain in property management, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of you listening that are like, I complain all the time. I complain every day. Like, reducing that complaining in the business and creating a culture where the team don't see that it's totally okay to just complain all the time. Because if you're complaining about your clients, they're going to feel that. They're not going to want to work with somebody they know is just going to be complaining about them behind their back. And so I think that's really powerful. And I think that there's a lot of joking in property management. And I think if you can't laugh about it, then you're just going to be hurt by it. And
the only way you make a lot of money is to do the things that nobody wants to do.
There you go.
And have joy in it.
Do the things others are unwilling to do, and they will pay you a pretty penny to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have one person that dreads coming to work every day. That's for sure. Everybody's like, oh, shoot, it's Monday. Let's go.
We're a little family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that you have a good culture. So Cool. Well, anything else we should chat about? What are the biggest takeaways you feel like you've gotten from being part of working with DoorGrow for those listening?
I think, first of all, to make sure that I express my purpose to everybody, start with the purpose.
Mm.
I think that
Has that changed your close rate? Has that changed how clients respond to you?
just overall being brave enough to start with that. I always assume they don't care. They're not calling for me personally, but they are. And some would
Mhm.
get to know me on a personal level over time, but I never started the conversation with that. I always
Mhm.
started it with, I love property management and I think they could feel our energy, but not deep down what my life purpose is. So, and how I could tie that back into having them become our client. But it
Yeah.
gets it makes it a personal fit right away or not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they either trust your motives and like them or they don't, but they at least they know what your motives are. Otherwise, they're just gonna assume you just want their money.
Yeah. The name change was a huge one. And
Mm.
then the third, I think, final one for me is when you did your stack deck and it wasn't like perfectly animated with all these designs and it looked great and I'm fine with it. I stopped judging my marketing to have to be the caliber of
Perfect.
Coca-Cola.
Mm.
I don't have designers out there. I don't want to spend design. So just produce it and get it out there and make it look kind of quirky. And we're quirky anyway. So I don't
Yeah.
know why I was thinking that we had to be this high level corporate marketing program in order for it to work.
I think done is better than perfect for
That's what
sure.
I thought of. That was one of my favorite things. Is you're like, no, just get it complete, and then we'll move on, and we'll get the next thing done.
Yeah.
Done makes
Mhm.
money, and, you've made a lot of changes. You've gotten a lot of things done that are going to help shore up leaks and make you a lot more money, and, yeah, a lot of people get really caught up on things being so perfect, they don't get as nearly as much done, so kudos to both of you for implementing and taking action. So,
Mhm.
well, we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us here on the show. What do you feel like? What are some tangible results besides the brand, revenue, doors, any other shifts that you've seen in the business since joining?
Well, we've gotten rid of a lot of the properties. I had the guts to say to a couple owners, you
Yeah,
have to either sell this property or find another manager because it's too much of a liability, and I'm scared of XYZ, and so should you. And obviously, it's a great time to sell last year, so this
yeah,
is the time. Get a better asset, 1031 exchange it, or let's we need to drop it by the end of the year. I didn't, say we're going to drop you in 30 days, but most of those as a consulting, they trust us and know us, and they sold those properties. So we have two that are closing this week, our last two that are closing, and we had
lots of
to,
problems.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
the problems. So we've gotten rid of a lot of problems since the beginning and
Nice.
liability issues, because liabilities. So that's not that's I think our biggest deal, and it's allowed other doors to come in. It's amazing what you let go just energetically, things will
Things will
fill
come
its
back.
place. So door wise, I would say we're at about the same, but revenue has gone up 20%.
We've been getting higher end properties instead of things that were G class properties that we didn't want.
Love it. 20% more
Awesome.
revenue.
Awesome.
That does not suck.
And getting rid of all of the problems, right?
Quite the contrary.
Sorry, what?
I said quite the contrary. That doesn't suck.
No, it does not suck. All right, great. Well, we appreciate you being clients, and we're super excited to see your progression through the DoorGrow code. And this business, I think, that could easily be at 1,000 doors in the next 2 to 3 years. It's totally doable, especially if you start doing some of the acquisition deals. So it's going to be really interesting. Once you get some of these systems in place, then you're ready to just scale like
Mhm.
crazy. So excited to see what you do. All right. Well, then we'll go ahead and wrap up. Appreciate you being on the show. Thanks for hanging out with us, Alex and Jill.
Thank you.
All right. For those listening, if you want to be like Alex and Jill and make good decisions and grow your business in a healthy way, then and maybe increase your revenue 20% and clean up your portfolio and optimize your sales pipeline so you make more money more easily, reach out to DoorGrow. We would love to take a look at your business and see if we can help you. The answer is we can, most likely, and see if you'd be a good fit for our program. You can check us out at doorgrow.com. There's a big pink button on the homepage that says I want to grow. Click that, do the 3 steps there to see if you'd be a good candidate to work with us. And until next time, to our mutual growth. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.